YouTube, we have a problem. Before I begin on my my critique of YouTube and what they just kind of announced today, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel and like this video if possible. It would really mean a lot to me, especially after what I'm about to tell you. It'd be great if you could share it too. That would help me out tremendously in my goal to basically beat this thing that YouTube's about to lay down on us next month. So let's begin. I'm trying to do this in one take. I recorded everything, or wrote everything down, so if you see me looking away from the camera, I'm looking at what I wrote. Basically, do you remember the entire Logan Paul mess a few weeks ago? And you remember how YouTube basically took a very long time to try to make it right? Well, they are finally making it right by making it very difficult for new channels to thrive. And basically, YouTube is now enforcing guidelines, new guidelines that make it so that you need at least 4,000 video view hours over the last year, right? So that's hundreds of thousands of minutes that people have to be viewing your video over the last 365 days, and at least 1,000 subscribers in order for you to continue to monetize your video. So 400,000, or 4,000, I mean to say. Oh, thankfully it's not 400,000. 4,000 viewing hours across your channel and at least 1,000 subscribers. Now, it used to be that you only needed 10,000 views amongst your entire channel to be able to monetize basically your channel and your videos. And that was a system that was extremely fair and, made it so that smaller channels could actually have an attainable goal. These smaller channels, via the hundreds that may accrue, or the hundreds of dollars that may accrue over months or a year, could then infuse that ad money into their channel to make better content, to make higher quality content, better videos, so on and so forth. I mean, I'm on a $30 webcam right now. That's what I'm using. I don't really have a ton of money. But, this is no longer the case. And I'll tell you, since I monetized my channel, I believe in May of last year, I've only got $72 in my YouTube account, basically, YouTube account. And they require a minimum of 100, last I checked, in order to withdraw. So that kind of screws me over. Now I have to make a third of what I made from May to now over the next month before this guideline gets into effect. I haven't really made a ton of money, as I just said, but for many people, especially those with larger channels than myself, that are kind of middling in the few hundred subscriber range, they'll not see any money from YouTube again until they break 1,000 subscribers, which, let me tell you, that's not easy. It's not easy. I'm not even at 100 right now. I'm sure we've all seen those channels, with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of views on their videos that maybe have a few hundred subscribers. I mean, maybe, if you're lucky, for one reason or another. My channel, for example, has, about, just like I said, about 100 subscribers as of right now, as of me posting this video. And I've got a little bit over 50,000 video views combined. It's nothing. At this rate, I would need at least 500,000 views in order to get the subscriber count that I need, and even then, I'm not even guaranteed to have the 4,000 video viewing hours over the previous year. Again, these middling channels that could actually make a few $100s per year from YouTube and use it to improve the channels will no longer be able to do this. It's ridiculous. I mean, I'm almost at $100, which it's not much, but at the same token, it's not much to spit at. And YouTube actually made the argument that 99% of the people affected by this didn't even make $100 in the past year, and 90% of those, I believe, didn't make $2.50 in the past month. So really, they're weeding out a lot of the real small guys. But you also have a lot of people like me who, while I'm not trying to turn this into a full-time thing, if I can put out a video every few weeks or every month or two that can get a few thousand viewers, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. I mean, there's a competing car review channel Grand Prix GTP02, I believe it is. The guy's got 26 million plus views. Over 26 million views, and he puts out a video every few weeks. You know, I only hope to get something even remotely close to that. But with this new guideline, it makes it very difficult to be able to, you know, get the exposure to do so. It's going to absolutely stifle, you know, like I said, new YouTube growth, and make far less people far less apt to start new YouTube channels. I mean, they might go to another service. Some of the greatest channels on YouTube started with no one watching, and they really grew over time, largely with the help of the small amounts of money that channel monetization granted them after they reached 10,000 views, or however many views it had been in the past, or whatever the guidelines were in the past. Look, you know, like I said, I started this as a hobby. I started my YouTube channel as a hobby. Game streaming, car reviews on my car, the 2017 Elantra Sport. I really like just doing that. You know, it's you know, I like to tell you what is good and what's bad about my car. I like to show you how I game. I like to bring you guys into my life, and I like the comments. I like the subscribers, and it makes me feel like I'm helping other people, especially with my car review videos. That does mean a lot to me. My channel brings in, you know, enough people into YouTube. Not a ton, but it brings enough people into viewing ads, you know, that even though I'm technically an unpaid worker for YouTube, YouTube is making money off of me. And even though I've made money off of YouTube, I only have $72, and that's below the threshold that they need. Okay? You know, all the people who've sat through my advertisements and, you know, and have watched my videos, thank you. It means nothing now. It means nothing. I mean, I now have to get 1,000 subscribers in order to even see my money. And of course, when I reach 1,000 subscribers, at that point, it's kind of, you know, a given that I'll be making far more money than I'm making now on YouTube. But, you know, it's still what's going to happen to my money. Not that it's even much money, but what's going to happen to that 1% of people, you know, that made over $100 in the past year and actually uses that to improve their channel, but they can't see anything. They can't use it on anything to improve their channel. They're not getting that money anymore. What happens to that very niche person that has 400 or 500 subscribers and doesn't really grow much, but they make content that so many people like and that's advertised on? What's going to happen to that person? They're going to get screwed over, and now they're going to have much less of an incentive to continue to make new content. You know, if not for out of, you know, love of doing it, then really they've got nothing else. You know, I nearly have the threshold, you know, to withdraw the amount of money that I need, but, you know, that I can withdraw, but I still haven't done it. You know, there's so many people that are so close to withdrawing that first check. You know, and again, while it's only $100, and that's really a fraction of what people make on YouTube. I mean, PewDiePie bought a mansion worth millions upon millions of dollars years ago. Now he's got 50+ million subscribers. I mean, that dude's probably making tens of thousands of dollars a day, if not per week. You know, whereas I can hardly scrounge together 72 over a year, or most of a year. You know, so I've gained approximately, I've done the math, I've gained approximately 60 subscribers over the past year since I've started monetizing, which isn't much. You know, I couldn't, and I've got 50,000 views to show for it. I mean, getting views is not that difficult, but getting subscribers, and a lot of people who just have channels that they view other people's stuff on, they don't know this, but getting subscribers is so difficult. You know, and of course, once you start creating a lot of content and people start seeing that there's some regularity in your postings, you're going to get more subscribers. But when you have a guy like me, where it's not something that it's all that easy to do, and when you don't have a ton of stuff kind of coming out all too often, it's not easy to get those subscribers. I'm actually very close on the view count, the view hour count, and I could make it by next month. But the subscriber count that I need, the 1,000 subscribers, nowhere near that. I mean, it would take me years to get that at this rate. You know, it's basically turned You know, this final sprint that I would have had to get my extra $28 or whatever it is, which again, it's nothing. That's a tank of gas. You know, it's turned that into a marathon. Now I have to get 1,000 subscribers just to be able to do this, just to be able to withdraw my money. It's ridiculous, you know. And again, while I'm kind of worried about myself, you know, $100, while nice, it's not really much. Again, that's going to break my heart. I'm not really worried about it, but what I am worried about is that people will objectively terrible content with tons of eyes viewing their videos through murky video search algorithms. And I'll get into that a little bit later. They're still getting paid a boatload of money, you know, while those without that luxury of having their videos appear first, who actually make good content, you know, they'll not be able to have any hopes of making additional money. I mean, you have people with, like I said, they're middling in the subscriber count. They might have 500, 600, 700 subscribers, which is really nothing to laugh at. Especially if you're a streamer like me. I mean, you're almost guaranteeing a dozen or so eyes watching you play games, subscribing to your channel, donating, so on and so forth. But you have to break that 1,000 mark now, you know. And with the algorithm the way it is, your videos, unless you're a big cat, basically, they're not going to be shown. You know, that's why I'm kind of proposing a middle ground. And I understand that YouTube really does want to protect its advertisers from having their ads on questionable videos. But the vast majority of those producing videos on a small scale, again, do so out of love. I mean, I love to do this. It's not something I do often, but putting myself out there and letting you guys know what I think about my car, you know, that's where I got the vast majority of my views, for example. It makes me feel good that I'm helping you guys, you know, and the money, the potential money is just it's a bonus, you know. But like I said, I mean, the majority, they're doing so out of love, and they're not going to put questionable content on. You know, YouTube, I believe they said that they're increasing their force to over 10,000 or by 10,000 plus to moderate videos, which is great and all, but you would think that would help, maybe help the case in saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't be screwing over the little guy. Now that we have more people to work on it, we'll have more people that can review these cases of questionable videos by people with only a few hundred or so subscribers. You know, you would think, but that's not the route that they're going. You know, so basically, as I said, I mean, their incentive, at least, you know, via money, it's gone. You know, to make these videos and to really grow their channel. You know, for many small YouTubers, if YouTube simply just gave those people who are partners a lower threshold to reach continued monetization, like maybe 500 subscribers and 3,000 video view hours, I think that'd be great. You know, or some version of their new standards, like maybe 1,000 subscribers, or 4,000 video view hours over the past year. I think that'd be fair. You know, more than fair for YouTube. And it would still be hurting the small guy, but not nearly as much. I mean, for example, I would still be able to you know, make money. I'm kind of on the lower end, but at the same token, I'm not one of those people who's making $250 a month. I'm making a bit more than that. Not enough, not a ton, but it's enough that I can see the light at the end of the tunnel and make me really want to continue to grow my YouTube. Whether I get 400 subscribers, 150 subscribers, I don't know. But people who can appreciate my content, it's that light at the end of the tunnel that does it. And now it's being snuffed out, you know. You know, so I think that, again, this would be more than fair for YouTube. And as I said before, all those ads that my viewers had to sit through have benefited YouTube and Google, you know, the parent company, along with their advertisers, but, you know, not those that allowed said ads to play on, you know, their videos. Just let us take our money and take our content elsewhere. You know, I'm sure there's going to be another competitor coming up. Let us take the money. I'll take the $72 and run. You know, I'm sure other people, whether it's $5 that they have, $20, whatever the case may be, just let us take our money. And actually, that's a small secret that YouTube's had over quite a while. I'm sure they've made at least quite a bit of money, a noticeable amount of money, off of people who monetize their videos because they have 10,000 plus views and they have hopes of becoming this big YouTuber, but they don't get anything from it. So, I mean, you might not think it, but 50 views here, 50 views on this channel, this, so on and so forth. It doesn't seem like much on an individual basis, but YouTube is probably making tons of money off these small guys. Tons of money. You know? Obviously quite a bit more on the big guys like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, PewDiePie, so on and so forth, Markiplier, bless his heart. But these little guys are still making them quite a bit of money, you know, and it's a real shame, you know. We'll take our content elsewhere. Just let us withdraw the money, you know. Subscriber count, again, it's by no means a good metric for measuring quality content. I mean, look at Logan Paul. He's a great example of this. He was punished in a delayed manner, you know, and hardly even punished at that. He's still making millions of dollars. I can guarantee you that. He apparently made between 12 and I think 14 million or so last year based on current YouTube advertising rates and how many video views he has. It's ridiculous. YouTube has shown time and time again they're simply just about the money. And I understand that the main goal of a company, okay, is to grow and make money. But you should never forget your roots, YouTube. You know, the first video you guys ever had was some lanky dude standing at in a zoo with, I think, an elephant. You know, and I get it. A lot's changed in the past 10, 15 years. But you can't forget those roots. You know, you were started by small guys. Give us a hand. You know, we'll continue to make content and we'll help you grow your brand. You know, and like I said, I understand it. You know, so many of these people that make great content now, and they have to pull a lot of the money from their own pockets. And they do so with absolutely no help or no hope of financial reward that they had been likely receiving prior. Especially those people in the few hundred subscriber range, you know, with less than 1,000 subscribers who will not get monetized henceforth. They probably made a fair amount of money that they could put back into their videos and create better content. But no longer. It's not going to happen. It's going to kill all but a few small content creators who were previously monetized. You know, and this change is going to lead in, again, a reduction of quality content, or content quality more so. Sounds the same, but it's a little different, in order to fulfill the minimum requirements of monetization. You know, I remember, and this goes back to the algorithm I was talking about, there was a change of algorithm in terms of who gets their videos kind of on top of the playlist a few months ago, or a few years ago maybe it was. And I believe, don't take my word for it, but I believe it went like this. So basically, a viewer or a channel gets rewarded based on overall view time. So let's say if you have a channel with 1 million subscribers, each watching for a second, right? And then you have, you know, I don't know, something where you have this guy who's got 500 views each, or 500 videos each with, you know, they're each getting, I don't know, a minute or two or whatever, or a few minutes of video time, you know, or people watching those videos on average, like 4 minutes each, right? And it's got like, I don't know, a few, like dozen views on each of those. It's like the guy, obviously the big guy's going to get it, but, you know, well, that was probably a bad example, but you get where I'm going here. You have those people who have these quality content, 10, 15 plus minute videos that they really go into depth. And yeah, there are enough of those out there with a lot of views, but they're not rewarding those people. We live in such a viral culture that by having a shorter video and just having a ton of views, that's what they deem as quality, and that's what they'll throw their advertising money at. And it really does harm, you know, a lot of the small guys out there, again, who have their heart in this and want to get big and actually have all the tools to make it big, but now they don't have the incentive. You know, and, you know, this algorithm, along with the new requirements for monetization, they're probably going to end up with a pretty, you know, dramatic drop in quality, or content quality over time. You know, it's just that's why people make daily videos. You know, especially the big YouTubers, they make daily or near daily videos to stay relevant. You know, it's why people like Logan Paul get big, and why they eventually end up doing more and more extreme things to stay relevant. I mean, the dude filmed a dead guy in a forest, you know? Basically, YouTube, what I'm trying to say is this. Just don't do this. At worst, just come up with some sort of a compromise, you know? You still have time to stop, you know, being the internet's bad guy. And, you've really done a bad job when a guy, again, films a dead body. A man who committed suicide in a forest known for suicide. He knew this was going to happen, or at least had a good chance of it happening. I'm sure that was what his outcome, his intended outcome was. You know? And then he insulted an entire nation, a proud nation, Japan, you know, with his antics over several days and posted those videos. And, again, you know YouTube is doing a bad job when your company looks worse due to your blatantly biased response. Yeah, sure, you gave him a slap on the wrist, you know, but they're basically saying, hey, look, if you make millions of dollars for us, however much money he makes, we'll give you a slap on the wrist. Yeah, sure, we'll do some superficial things and harm some of your income so that they could still get a lot of advertiser confidence in there, but they're not going to do much. They're not going to demonetize this channel. I'm not saying that we should demonetize this channel, but at the same token, this new guideline that's happening, this is in direct response to Logan Paul. Logan Paul, you have screwed over the rest of the small user base on YouTube. You know, basically, like I said, if you make big money for us, we'll give you a slap on the wrist. You know, even if you make decent content on a small channel, screw you. Thanks, YouTube.